So my topic for the essays is my topic for the essays is the investigation of the utilization of ERP systems in corporate digital transformation. First part about the background information and context. So the global trend, and in recent years, digital transformation, often referred to as DX, has become one of the most critical global trends, and across the industries, organizations are rethinking their processes, structures, and business models to adapt to digital technology. So the digital transformation is not just about adopting new software, it's about reshaping how organizations operate and deliver the value in a competitive and fast-changing global market is becoming a key factor for enterprises seeking long-term growth and sustainability. And the role of the ERP system are comprehensive platforms designed to integrate the information flow, business flow, and capital flow within an organization. They connect various departments from finance and supply chain to human resources and production into a unified system and supports data-driven decision making. So about the research problem and objects I used, the first in the problem statements, and I use many fields use ERP and they still are fully take use of their digital potential. Although many organizations have already implemented ERP systems, research shows that they're not always achieving their full digital potentials. And in many cases, firms adopt ERP technology, but still face challenges in using its efficiency to drive digital transformation. So the main research problem is of this, and examining use of ERP systems across various organizations and industries. So discuss how ERP contributes to digital strategy implementation and supports business process innovation, and identify the key success factors that determine how efficiently and digital transformation can be achieved through ERP development. And the study aims to offer both theoretical insights and practical recommendations for the company currently and growing digital transformation. And third is about the scope and the limitations. In terms of scope, the research focused on enterprise level ERP solution rather than the technical development or programming details. The intention is to analyze ERP from the strategies and organizational perspective, exploring how it integrates with digital initiative and management processes. And my study is primarily lecture-based, meaning that the analysis relies on the existing research, academic publication, and industry reports. This approach is make me easy to understand the topic and ensure that the research is grounded in the well-established theories. So I have some certain limitations too. And the first is currently doesn't include empirical data such as case studies or interviews with companies. This will be included in part 2 of the project. Second, since the data mainly comes from secondary sources and that they're not inherent, temporal, and geographic specific, and so which could affect the findings. The current stage lays a solid and theoretical foundation for the next phase of the research. So about the method and the data sources, the research method adopted is now systematic and literature review. So this means that I have examined a wide range of the academic articles, journal paper, and industry web paper related to my topic for ERP and digital transformation, such as. And the problems of the review is to identify consistent patterns, frameworks, and key variables that influence ERP implementation success. So the main source of the data include classic on some model works. I have just already some the reference such as Davenport 1998, Somers and Nelson and 2001, and Begin 1999, and Westerman 2014, and Palomera 2021. These are some references I have used it. So database such as I use the Google Scholar, ScienceDirect, and a SprintLink, and there we used to collect these studies, ensuring a reliable and academic foundation for my analysis. So the literature review methodology is particularly sustainable here because it allows us to identify the main theoretical approaches to ERP and compared with the different organizational experiences, and ready for the next empirical stage, I think. So about my progress so far, and I have already finished the following parts of the research about the chapter 1, and I finished the introduce, the background, relation, and the object of the study, so on. Just for the first chart of the introduction, and the chapter 2, a review of the literature, so which presents a comprehensive literature review, and from the literature review so far, several important findings have emerged. First, using ERP system has the business work together line. Second, manage change is the company is still the hardest part, and many studies have shown that the managerial support, employee training, and system integration are important for success. First, ERP system plays a crucial role in enabling the collaboration and integration across the departments. They help organizations operate efficiently, share the important information in the real time, and coordinate activities more efficiently. Second, organizational change management remains the biggest challenge, such as many ERP implementations fail not because of the technical issues, but due to the resistance to change. Some of them lack of the managerial support and insufficient user training. And last, the literature highlights the several key success factors for ERP-driven digital transformation, such as strong managerial commitment and continuous employee training, effective system integration, and the clear strategy alignment between the business goals and the digital initiatives, I think. So these findings confirm the ERP to not just technical. It's a technique which requires human organization and cultural alignment, I think. What about my plan for completing the part 2? So the next phase I will focus on empirical investigation, and it means gathering and analyzing the real-world data to validate the finding from the literature review, gather and examine empirical data on ERP processes in organizations via interviews or case studies, and set up the way to analyze things based on important variable found in the literature. I read the analysis of the finding and the conclusion and finished the last draft of my essays and get ready for the defense, I think. So the plan includes 3 major steps, I think. First is the data collection, conduct interviews or case study with the selected organizations that have implemented ERP systems. The goal is to explore how ERP supports digital processes in practice and what challenges companies face. Second, about the data analysis framework. I want to develop an analytical framework based on the key variable identified in the literature, such as the management support, system integration, and user training, and I want to apply it to the empirical data. Third, about the final writing and defense preparation. So I want to write the founding and discussion chapters, so integrate them into the final essay draft. and prepare for the defense. And I have some expected outcomes, such as create the correlation model that links the ERP with digital transformation and give practical advice on how to get the most out of ERP. First, I wanted to develop a correlation model that clearly shows the relationship between ERP adoption and digital transformation success. Second, I wanted to provide practical recommendation for organizations seeking to maximize the value of the ERP systems. So these outcomes will not only contribute to academic understanding, but also offering the actionable insights for the managers and the practitioners. So this is all context of my midterm days presentation. Thank you very much.